Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, love the way that you whine and jiggle it. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, in front the mirror, gal take a flick, turn round, look back, take a pick, whining skill, show them you have it. You master all of the tricks, drop down flat and make your body split. Tick tock, tick, tick, how are you tick tock, tick, tick, wine to the bass now. Keep whining your waist now. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, love the way that you whine and jiggle it. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, in front the mirror, gal take a flick. Your body keep getting wetter, got me feeling like the ocean, under the wave now. No time to behave now, it's time to go brave now. Wine to the bass song, wine to the bass song. Keep whining your waist now. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, love the way that you whine and jiggle it. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, in front the mirror, gal take a flick. Pretty like the Benz in the showroom. Screw, screw. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, love the way that you whine and jiggle it. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, in front the mirror, gal take a flick.
Greetings and salutations one and all. Welcome to the night shift to DJ Kevin Steele. It's Healthy Love Night.
Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast.
I want to say big ups to each and every one of you.
Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, in front the mirror, gal take a flick, turn round, look back, take a pick, whining skill, show them you have it. You master all of the tricks.
Big ups to the massive locked in from near, from far.
Tick tock, tick, tick, how are you tick tock, tick, tick, wine to the bass song. Keep whining your waist now.
The massive there.
Practice
On the night shift to DJ Kevin Steele on TuneIn Radio. Blessings to you.
gymnast, love the way that you whine and jiggle it. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position,
If you're locked in from across the pond,
gal take a flick.
top of the morning to you over there in the UK. One Harmony Radio. King Genius, Queen Genius, blessings to you.
Your body keep getting wetter, got me feeling like the ocean, under the wave now. No time to behave now, it's time to go brave now. Wine to the bass song, wine to the bass song. Keep whining your waist now. Bend over, practice for the work.
If I seem a little bit distracted,
Gymnast, love the way that you whine.
it's because I am.
Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, in front the mirror.
Real talk, no joke. Here doing multiple things. And just got some unfortunate news. But we have a way to make things go on, right? I'll tell you about that in a minute. Still, big ups to those who are locked in on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. Blessings, Mr. Lindsay.
Wine to the bass, so keep whining your waist, no. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, love the way that you whine and jiggle it. Bend over, practice for the
I love the faith that y'all have in me.
position, gymnast, in front the mirror, gal take a
Big ups to those who are locked in on the New Jersey NIE radio with the motivator, my brother from another mother. Blessings to ya. Also to New Jersey, Mix102.com. And in Jamaica, Earth 96 FM.
gal brace, position, gymnast, love the way that you whine and jiggle it. Bend over, practice for the work.
Much love to those who are locked in
Position,
on TuneIn, on YouTube, sorry.
gal take a
The Night Shift to DJ Kevin Steele.
wrong look,
Yeah.
take a pick, whine it.
Those right here at the home of the Night Shift to DJ Kevin Steele, kevinsteele.com.
All of the tricks.
Thank you.
Time make your body split. Tick tock, tick tick. How are you tick tock, tick tick? Wine to the bass, so keep whining your waist, no. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, love the way that you whine and jiggle it. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, in front the mirror, gal take a flick.
So, well, I'll tell the story in a minute. Let me go ahead and do some housekeeping.
They keep getting wetter, got me feeling like the ocean, under the wave now. No time to behave now, it's time to go brave now. Wine
I want to say thank you to my segment sponsors,
to the bass song, keep whining your waist.
like Paul C Media Group,
Over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, trip,
who are
love the way that
gracious enough to,
bend over.
as they're in the process of shutting down their doors, to hand over an essential part of their services to yours truly.
Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position,
I guess it's only fitting, you know,
love the way that you
the story behind it.
bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, in front the mirror, gal take a flick, turn round, look back, take a pick, whining skill, show them you have it,
So thanks to Paul C Media Group, and being in a moment is priceless.
and make your body split, tick tock, tick tick, how are you?
Their support that they've given me over the years has been priceless.
Keep whining your
And as they have moved on to other things, they've turned over their server,
position, gymnast, love the
which has hosted my website
bend over, practice,
since
brace, position,
pre-COVID.
in front the mirror, gal take a flick.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 15 years. Had a website for about 13. This is where it's been hosted
Your body keep getting wetter,
till today.
me feeling like the ocean.
And today you have an opportunity to host your website on the same platform.
Oh, it's time
Yeah man, that server is available.
to wind
Just link me.
this song.
773-789-STEW 773-789-7839.
Practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, love the way that you whine and jiggle.
Thank you, Paul C Media Group.
Practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, in front the mirror, gal take a flick. Pretty like the Benz in the showroom.
I want to say thank you to Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands. Althea SU is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade and South Palm Beach counties. She comes to you, bringing her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience.
Tick, tick, how are you fling it up? Tick, tick, wine to the bass, so keep whining your waist, no.
So give her a call today, schedule your appointment.
For the work, gal brace, position, gym.
if you're having an event and looking for a massage therapist, not only does she come to you at your home, but she'll come to your events. So give her a call. 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000. She only has one request outside of paying her. Is that you get off her table and go sleep somewhere else when she's done.
Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, love the way that you whine and jiggle it. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, in front the mirror, gal take a flick, turn round, look back, take a pick, whining skill, show them you have it. You master all of the tricks. Drop down flat and make your body split.
I want to say thank you to the Global Bass.
How are you tick tock? Tick, tick, wine to the bass. Keep whining your waist now. Bend over, practice.
I know some of you going, wait a minute.
Gal brace, position, gymnast.
Kevin just normally blows through these. I'm still multitasking.
Practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast. In front the mirror, gal take a flick.
Wild music from GBM Neutron bounces in the background. Track called Practice.
Got me feeling like the ocean under the wave.
I'm still practicing with this new system here.
It's time to go brave now. Wine to the bass song. Wine to the bass song.
So yes, you figured it out.
Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace.
And normally I have certain things laid out a certain way.
Wine and jiggle it. Bend over, practice for
Yeah, still I had to make some changes to facilitate my broadcast tonight, and now I have to make some changes again.
pretty like the Benz in the showroom.
But you see, because let me try something on the fly here.
For the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, in front the mirror, gal take a flick.
Since I'm right-handed, that makes me what, left-brained? And that's how that go, right? Something to that effect. When you're right-handed, you're left-brained.
Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position.
That's not what I needed.
Practice
Oh Lord, people,
position.
let me tell you.
In front the mirror, gal take a flick. Turn round, look back, take a pick. Whining skill, show them.
So thank you to the Global Bass, as I was saying.
Drop down flat and make your body split. Tick tock.
The Global Bass has been making waves.
Tick, tick, wine to the bass. Keep whining your waist now.
And they're here providing services
Practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, love the way that you whine and
that are just right for everyone in entertainment.
gal brace, position, gymnast, in front.
Because the Global Bass, they navigate your journey across music, marketing, event promotions. It's a realm where their social spheres awaken through their mastery.
Under the wing.
So go ahead and embrace the invitation to liberate your creativity unbounded and free, just like their consultation.
Wine to the bass.
Free.
Wine to the bass.
The Global Bass is your catalyst for everything related to music production, radio, and event promotion.
For the work,
Link them up today.
position, gymnast.
daglobalbase.com.
Practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, in front the mirror, gal take.
Try it out, you won't be disappointed.
The Benz in the showroom.
You know, I just remembered I made some shortcuts. Now that I'm done. Thank you to McNeil Trucking. McNeil Trucking, veteran owned licensed and insured mover in the state of Florida. So if you want to move from the Keys to Jacksonville, from Naples to Palm Beach, pumping out to Pensacola and all points in between.
Practice for the work, gal brace, position, gymnast, in front the mirror, gal take a flick.
Get him a car. You wanna move some things into storage, move some things to a neighbor, around the corner to a friend. You don't know how to do it, you don't have the manpower, you don't have the transportation. Don't worry. You have the name, you have the number. McNeil Trucking, 954-406-9740. Thank you, McNeil Trucking.
Gymnast in front the mirror, girl, take a flick. Turn round, look back, take a pic. Whining skill, show them you have it. You master all of the tricks. Drop down flat and make your body split. Tick tock, tick tick. How are you tick tock? Tick tick. Wine to the bass. Keep whining your waist now. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace, position. Gymnast, love the way that you whine and jiggle it. Bend over, practice for the work, gal brace.
Okay.
Gymnast in front the mirror, gal take a flick.
So let's do this.
Your body keep getting wetter.
Yeah, I just
The ocean under the wind.
managed to get this far. Big ups to those who are tuned in on YouTube live.
So brave now. Wine to the bass song. Wine to
Blessings, G Angel.
the song. Keep whining your way
Lala, big ups to ya.
over. Practice for the work, gal brace, position.
So let me tell y'all this part before I even get much further.
Bend over,
Thank you to GBM Neutron in the background.
brace.
Track called Practice.
Gymnast in front the mirror, gal take a flick.
So, some of you might know that on Saturday, as I set up for the Reasonable Ratigan broadcast, my software just decided, hey, listen, I'm done. I'm doing this no more. And so I was left to recreate what I had put together over the course of 15 years using one software, right? And normally, if it were to crash or anything like that, all I had to do was reinstall it. Well, needless to say, there was no reinstalling this time, because I did the reinstallation and it would not go. So I went and got another software. Whereas I am familiar with it, I have never really used it. I know it exists, I know what it can do. And I, over the course of 3 days, so starting Saturday, and I had an event to play Saturday night. So Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, evening, night, into Monday morning, Monday night, into Tuesday morning, and here I am now, on air with this new software. How will this fare out for me tonight? Quite interestingly, I'm sure. So, I invite you to be an active participant in the broadcast. So you can call a friend, tell a friend, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too. Call somebody, anybody, everybody. Let them know the show still goes on. It's Healthy Love right here on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. And I was going to have a guest tonight, and that has changed. Unfortunately. Clearly, you can tell that it changed recently, but the show goes on. And we'll make it work, right? I haven't been doing this all this time for nothing, right? And Miss Penny never raised no fool. So, we're going to make it work. Make it do what it do. To be a part of this broadcast, I won't have the number scrolling across the bottom of the screen for you tonight. And my video froze with me making a funny face on YouTube. Okay. All right. We're gonna work it out. Healthy Love Night. And I won't bother to. I had made a post and everything, and we're gonna have to postpone that topic until my guest for tonight will be able to come back. Dr. DP, as I call her. And so thank you. As I'm getting messages left, right, and center. Yeah, yes, Lala. That is something that I've been doing for quite a while, and when all else fails, you're there for you, right? Nobody can be there for you the way you can. Now, let's just jump right into this. I've dibbled and dabbled and dillied and dallied a little bit. I think enough to make my way to this point where I can say, hey, let's talk a little bit about an anti-inflammatory diet. Something that might help colon cancer patients live longer. And this is according to a study. And you can find, I came across this information on NBC News, actually. So, thank you for my listeners who are sending in the messages of encouragement and support. I truly appreciate of it. Thank you. So, eating food that lowers inflammation in the body may help people with advanced colon cancer to survive longer, according to research presented at a meeting of the American Society of Clinical Oncology in Chicago. The findings presented recently suggest that cancer patients can have at least some control over the outcome of their disease, even at later stages. All right. Just from these opening lines, we need to take a pause and think of a few things. One of them being although that it wasn't outrightly said, it wasn't explicitly said, the acknowledgement that there are types of cancers that science has been working on and has an idea of how to slow down its progression. And so here is science saying, hey, you might have heard some quote-unquote bush doctors talking about some of these things. You might have heard some holistic doctors talking about some of these things. But we're real scientists around here. So hear what we have to say. The article goes on to say, this is the most common question that patients ask me when I see them in the clinic. Says Dr. Kimmy N.G. I don't know how exactly they pronounce their last name. Is it Ngu? But Dr. Kimmy is an author of the new study and an associate chief of the Division of Gastrointestinal Oncology at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute in Boston. What is it that I can do myself to try to improve my chances? Help me live as long as possible. Or try that things that I can do myself to help me live as long as possible. Questions that Dr. Kimmy gets asked. And so, in the study, which has not yet been published in a peer-reviewed journal, looked at the diets of 1,625 adults with stage 3 colon cancer. Meaning the cancer has spread to nearby lymph nodes, but not to other parts of the body. So, stage 3, not to 4 yet. With standard care, surgery, and chemotherapy in most cases, about 3/4 of patients can expect to live at least 5 years after their diagnosis. And this is according to the American Cancer Society. New research, in specifically this new research, suggests diet may influence these odds. Now, my mother transitioned 16 years ago this year. And she had a type of cancer called multiple myeloma. Now, whereas this is not colon cancer, it is a cancer nonetheless. And cancers generally operate the same way. So here we are. And my mother has this diagnosis, and the doctor says, hey, listen, we're giving you about 7 years. So get your affairs in order and prepare your family. 15 years later, my mother says, okay, I fought the good fight, and the Father is ready for me. So home I go. And on Valentine's Day, 16 years ago, my mother transitioned. I say all that to say this. One of the things that my mother had started doing back then was juicing. So, my family has always been blessed. As a dressmaker, some of my mother's customers would end up being long-time loyal customers. So these are people that, the majority of them are people that I have seen all my life growing up. And when they learned of my mother's illness, a good few of them would regularly bring grown provisions. They would bring callo, they'd bring beet, they'd bring carrots. And when these things came, they still had dirt on them. Which means these were pulled up out the ground. Or at minimum, they were purchased at the market. So it wasn't a in the store kind of go to the grocery store kind of no. Grown provisions out the ground, either from the farmers themselves or sometimes it is the very same customers that did the cultivating. So my mother started juicing. And my mother would make some interesting colored juices. And on the odd occasion, I'll take a small cup, a shot or two, a full glass, depending on what she made. And it wasn't all that bad, really and truly. It was actually quite good. And my mother did this regularly. So here we are, fast forward, and I'm presenting you with this information, this new research that has not yet been published, this new study. And what they're saying is, what is unique about colon cancer, according to this article, is that it's a cancer of the digestive tract. This is Dr. Sarah Char, Dr. Kim is co-author and clinical fellow in hematology and oncology at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. So what we eat will inevitably go through the colon because it's a digestive tract cancer. Cool. Get it. All the patients in the new analysis got the same treatment. Surgery followed by 3 to 6 months of chemotherapy. They also filled out dietary questionnaires during and after their chemotherapy treatments. Researchers followed up on the participants for 5 years. Patients who regularly ate food that promote inflammation in the body, ultra-processed foods, excessive amounts of sugar, saturated fats, these people had up to an 87% higher risk of dying from their disease when compared to people who ate a far less inflammatory diet. The less inflammatory diet was more plant-focused and included foods such as leafy greens, carrots, coffee, and tea. Incidentally, I know some people that tea is a regular part of their day. When I say a regular part of their day, I mean morning, noon, and night. Regular. It's this tea in the morning, this tea at somewhere in the day. There's this tea later on in the evening and another tea at night. And sometimes it's back-to-back teas. You'd think it's a golf course, right? The tee off. But no. And here it is. Tea is on this list of good things to do, good practices. Now, cancer centers have dietitians who work with patients to make sure they're getting proper nutrition while they're going through their treatment. According to Heather Greenlee, a medical director of integrative medicine at Fred Hutchinson Cancer Center in Seattle. Chemotherapy, for example, can come with side effects, including difficulty swallowing and poor appetite. I can tell you this, my mother did the pill form of chemo treatments, and she was on a regimen of tablets. When I tell you, tablets would cover the kitchen counter, and that was one dose. And there was a point in time when my mother had stopped taking some of these tablets, some of these medications. And then she would go to the doctor, and the doctor would say, okay, you're doing well, go ahead and just ease off the medication for a little bit. Well, of course, she didn't make the doctor anyway, so that she had already taken that position. So, hey, she couldn't have gone too wrong, right? And so here she was doing this very same thing that they're talking about in this 2025 study. Once treatment is done, according to the article, patients may need additional help making dietary changes to improve survival long term. The issue that a lot of patients face is that people don't know how to make these dietary changes that are sustainable over time. And Greenlee, who wasn't involved with the research, was the one that said, hey, listen, these people ain't gonna do this. Greenlee heads Fred Hutch's Cook for Your Life program for people who have had cancer. And it's really important for big studies like this to be done to show that there is potential benefit for lifestyle and behavioral changes in the face of some of these cancers that are difficult to treat. She recommends a plant-focused approach, such as adding beans, broccoli, and cauliflower to meals, as well as high-fiber foods. And those are good places to start, according to Greenlee. So, go back to my mother's story. She juiced cantaloupe, carrots, beets. What am I leaving out? Of course, citrus was in there, in the mix. But I think those would have been the main ones. And this was regular. I think, can't recall exactly if broccoli and cauliflower was in that mix. I know broccoli was a part of her diet also. But the thing about broccoli and cauliflower is their potential to make you gassy. So, in everything, moderation. So you need to find that balance and see what works for you. Because not everything will, and not everything is for everybody. We know this, so we're not going to take it for granted. We're not going to fool ourselves, right? So here it is, mommy doing her thing and looking great. Like I said, she was given 7 to 8 years. She did twice that. Article goes on to say patients who boosted their chances of living longer did so with physical activity. People who ate diets least likely to promote inflammation and who did the equivalent of taking a brisk walk for an hour at least 3 times a week had a 63% lower risk of death from any cause during the 5-year follow-up period. A separate study also presented recently. It was as recent as a few days ago. But it was presented recently at the cancer meeting. And they found that regular exercise was linked to a 28% lower risk of cancer recurring and a new cancer diagnosis or death. 1 hour walking 3 days a week. More than 150,000 people every year are diagnosed with colorectal cancer. Every year. And this is according to the American Cancer Society. Now, of course, there are a few that slip through the cracks and don't get reported, probably because of geographical location or something like that. But for whatever reason, around about 150,000 people. Can you imagine if the first course of action was to change your diet? Something as simple as that. Change your diet. Move away from the saturated fats. Move away from the processed foods. Go to a leaner, greener type of a diet. And move. Not move as in relocate. Move as in move your body. You know the kind of difference that would make? My mother would get up and go to her sewing machine and she would go on the road. Whereas she got tired a little bit easier, she didn't get stopped. In other words, she didn't let the cancer stop her from moving. Here we are, 16 years later, and some scientists that know nothing of my mother's story do a whole study and say, hey, we found that this thing here, might have a little bit of teeth to it and have a little bit of a bite. Maybe you should try it out. But we're not going to publish the study just yet. We're still studying. Here's what I have to say to everyone listening to this broadcast right now. You don't have to wait on that study. I can tell you from experience what I have seen happen. You might be able to look through the archives of the Night Shift, the Healthy Love on the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Look for Nurse Marva Riley. Marva used to live in South Florida. She now lives in Georgia. And she has written a few books. Her first book has a little bit about her journey, her life-changing journey. She was a nurse, a critical care nurse, and she herself needed critical care at one point. And she was told by doctors, listen, it doesn't look like you're gonna really make it. Don't know how best to tell you this. I don't know any other way to let you know. This is what I've seen in my experience. This is what it looks like, and this is the direction that we're going. Marva went from a deathbed to regularly today inspiring people. She's on social media. She has now written 3 books. I think there's a 4th. And she is at the healthiest and happiest she has ever been in her life. Needless to say, she's no longer a nurse. And that's another part of it too. The type of jobs that we have can be our biggest downfall. We have to be intentional about how we operate in that workspace. We have to be mindful of how much sitting we do. Sedentary jobs are the biggest killers of Americans. So, people would say, but you just talked about a diet, Stu. How you mean that sedentary jobs? Well, think about this. As we looked at the study that focused on colorectal cancer. So basically, something to do with your diet. Because now this is your intestines you're talking about, right? Food has to pass through your digestive system, which goes through your colon. If you have cancer in your colon, that means that your colon won't be functioning optimally. So we know about that. Let's transpose all of that into our daily lives. Those who work in an office, you get up in the morning, you have breakfast, you jump in your car, or whichever mode of transportation it is. You get to work. You're sitting if you have a sitting job, you're sitting for at least 8 hours of that day. At least 8 hours. Well, I'd say at least 7. The majority of the time spent at work, if you work an 8-hour day, you're sitting. If you don't have a job that requires for you to go from room to room, like a nurse's job, which is kind of the complete opposite, and you end up with a different kind of problem. But you're sedentary, you're not doing anything but sitting there. Sitting, looking at a screen or looking at papers, writing, typing, either way, causing other problems. Because now you're looking at carpal tunnel, you're looking at degenerative discs because of how you're sitting. You might not be sitting properly. All of these things come into play. How many of them have you actually thought about? Because that's the other side of it. We don't really give some of these things a whole lot of thought. So, here it is in this study. Things that we can pick out. Eat greener. Not necessarily leafy greener, although you should. But eat greener. Eat a more healthy diet. What these scientists found out is that it wasn't the medication that they were being given. The studied individuals, I don't want to call them test subjects, the studied individuals or participants in this study, it wasn't the medication that they were on. They were focusing more on what they were consuming. So here it is, they're having this diet that is readily available. Watch the flip, watch the trick. You go in any community and you move through the levels in that community and look at what is available to you. Now, for those living in the US, I'm kind of biased with the go into a community argument that I just presented scenario. Because in the US, you can see those different tiers, those different levels of living, standards of living, or societal hierarchies. So you'll see the kind of food, the kind of stores that are in certain communities. In Jamaica, things are a little bit different. Or in the Caribbean. And as such, people from the Caribbean should have healthier lives. They should live a little bit longer. Except if you're in a country where the healthcare system is gone to the dogs, and that's another broadcast. As a matter of fact, that's a broadcast you can catch on Saturdays around about 3 o'clock. It's called Reason with Rattigan. You can hear something about it. But I digress. Looking at these communities in the United States, or where I live in South Florida, I see it as I drive through from home to work, as I go out, I see it. For years, I didn't pay attention to it. Recognized it, didn't think much of it. Until I started looking at things like how the mortality rate in communities, and I said I say communities because of the tiering of communities, yeah. And you realize that those who live on a tighter budget, those who don't have the kind of disposable income that the others who would, go and play tennis 3 times a week or go to the golf course every weekend, go out on the boat, different level of living, that, right? The people that had to be going constantly couldn't afford and lived in the communities where the food source was junk food at the corner store. The ready food source. Because in the communities where the people who go to play golf every weekend live, you're not going to find that corner store. These people jump in their vehicles or place an order for these groceries to be delivered to them, or they go to that store and get what is considered to be the better quality products. And so what we end up find happening is not everybody can do what they talk about in this study. Yes, it can extend life. And I tell you, my family has been blessed because my mother had the luxury of knowing people who would either go out of their way or they knew someone that could hook them up with something. And I guess it's Jamaica, the land of wood and water farms. Everybody can plant something somewhere. Okay, not everybody. Because where I lived in Huenden, there was no planting anything. I had a sauerkraut tree, and God blessed it. An ackee tree in the backyard that my neighbor behind me and we shared. But where I grew up, though, before I moved to Huenden, in Zayde Gardens, I had breadfruit tree, coconut tree blow down in Gilbert. Breadfruit tree, coconut tree, lime tree, orange tree, Julie mango, East Indian mango, ackee. Did I mention ackee? Ackee. There was a papaya tree, sweet sap, sour sap, plum, cherry tree. This was my backyard. And this wasn't in the country. But this was all in my backyard. This was what I grew up. And a pomegranate tree. As we would say in Jamaica, pomegranate. I grew up taking these things for granted. I quickly realized the gold mine that was my backyard when I moved from Zayde Gardens to Huenden. Things quickly changed. Small backyard, no trees. There was a mango tree in the front yard, the soursop tree on the side of the house, and the ackee tree in the back. That was it, basically. But we were blessed enough to have people bringing these things for my mom, and she juiced. And she juiced, and she juiced, and she juiced. And that juicing led to living twice as long as proposed by these doctors. And them being grateful to her at the end because she said, listen, I'm donating my body to science. And that she did. Upon my mother's transition, she donated her body to science. And the University Hospital of the West Indies, who knew very little at the time about this cancer, multiple myeloma, was blessed to have someone that they had a record of their life from diagnosis to over a decade of life, a decade and a half, living twice as long as projected. They learned more about the condition, the cancer, multiple myeloma, and they learned a lot about diet and health. We often hear it said, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. It's true. Now, I'm no health nut, no health food junkie. I wouldn't say that I have the best of diets, but I'll tell you this. I eat a salad every day. Yes, I do. Okay. 5 out of 7 days, I eat a salad. Hey, cuz, how you doing? And I'm not worse off for it by any stretch of the imagination. So those of you like, I see Lala in the chat say, hey, listen, I love juicing. I've gone to Lala's office and seen her with her juicer, and I've benefited from her juicing. So thank you, Lala. Please don't ever stop. But this is one of those things that I guess we kind of look at and go, boy, I can't afford it. I don't have the time for it. Think about this. The only reason why a natural juice will cost more than a 2-liter soda is because it's better for you. Let that sink in. So, if you can manage to make your own juices, do some juicing, I say go for it. And if you live in the Fort Lauderdale area, as you do that, call me. I'll come get a glass. We're going to take a quick little break. And when we come back, I'm going to give you... Alright. So, I'm going to touch on another part of something that diets can help with. Right? Stick and stay. We'll be right back after these few messages.
Get your Miracle Fire Rub for all joint pain, poor circulation, inflammation, and other aches and pain. Rub it on, the pain is gone. Rub it twice, then you feel nice. Miracle Fire Rub is all natural, all herbal with no side effects. Order yours today, 876-808-5903 or call 876-372-1366. Miracle Fire Rub. Rub it on, pain is gone. Rub it twice, then you feel nice.
Yes, this is Ed Robinson, and I endorse
Sendwave.
Hey, want to send money to your family and friends in Jamaica easily? And that's with no transfer fees. Then Sendwave is the answer. With Sendwave, you send money fast and simple, right from your phone. No transfer fees. Your family can pick up cash at any Lasco, JMMB, and VMBS locations across the island, or get it straight into their bank account. Plus, get $20 credit on your first transfer with promo code RG Radio before November 30th. Download the Sendwave app now. Sendwave makes money off the exchange rate. FX fees are subject to change.
Sendwave.
Well, here it is. The Foundation Radio Network app is now available for Android and iPhones for free. Yes, you heard correctly. Just go to your Google Play Store or your Apple App Store and download the Foundation Radio Network. Big people music with the young in mind. Now you can carry the Foundation Radio Network around with you wherever you go without ever missing a beat. Listen to Clinton Lindsay Mondays through Fridays, 12 noon till 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tony Ryan Monday through Thursdays at 5 p.m. Marlon Burrell Mondays and Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Kevin Stew Mondays through Wednesday at 10 p.m. And T-Rob Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Check out Reason with Rattigan Saturdays at 3 p.m. Homegrown with G. Cole Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Hillsman comes to you Sundays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. and Brother Mitch Mondays through Fridays at 7 a.m. And check out the Foundation Radio Network Top 30 Countdowns on Fridays at 2 p.m. And don't forget to subscribe to Clinton Lindsay's YouTube channel at Clinton Lindsay Official. And cut. What are you doing, dude? You tell me somebody can't direct the team. I did not. Foundation. People just get the app.
In a world where creativity thrives, welcome to the Global Base, where innovation meets authenticity. Launching January 2024, it's the groundbreaking The Global Base TV app, celebrating individuality in music, events, and entertainment. Available on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon TV. It's your platform to create, amplify, and express your individuality. Join us at theglobalbase.com and at The Global Base Promo. The Global Base TV, redefining entertainment, empowering creators. Your stage, your voice, your world. The Global Base TV.
Imagine having our own Caribbean Center.
Imagine a museum highlighting our history and the contributions of Caribbean people to the world.
Imagine being able to visit and learn about the islands we call home
in a place where our kids can see and feel their cultural heritage.
Your contribution to Island Space Caribbean Museum will help this dream come true.
Visit islandspacefl.org/GoFundMe
and donate today.
Yes. Sakar Mantino, I'm making notes right now. You are locked in to DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift.
My feet was planted. Back to my roots. Every day I feel the elevation. Higher heights and higher meditation. To the place that I'm most wanted. Yeah. Life and its direction. I don't know where to turn. But if you take this journey, there's a lesson to be learned. There's a price to pay for knowledge. Experience taught us well. Keep your trust in the Father. Keep believing in yourself. Back to my roots, to the place where I come from. I return like the prodigal son, to the place my feet was planted. Back to my roots. Every day I feel the elevation. Higher heights and higher meditation. To the place that I'm most wanted. Yeah. I am just a vessel to be filled within the shell. Back to my foundation. I remember it so well. Experience and its mystery. The stories I can tell. Sometimes we need reshuffling the cards that we've been dealt. Back to my roots, to the place where I come from. I return like the prodigal son, to the place my feet was planted. Back to my roots, every day I feel the elevation. Higher heights and higher meditation. To the place that I'm most wanted. Son, to the place my feet was planted. Back to my roots. Every day I feel the elevation. Higher heights and higher meditation. To the place that I'm most wanted. Yeah.
The sound of Caution bringing us back from the break. Antigua's Reggae Ambassador. Caution. And coming up in a few weeks, Caution will be doing an EP launch and listening party happening down in Miramar. Stay tuned for more information about that. Now, interestingly, Caution is a cancer survivor. And it is also, if memory serves me correctly, colorectal cancer, colon cancer, that he has had and has struggled with. And he is still fighting the fight today. So talk about a survivor story. Caution is one too. Now, this other thing that I want to touch on is I don't know how many of you know about this diet. It's called the MIND diet. And it is said to be able to help reduce Alzheimer's risk. Now, this was shown in a large study, courtesy of an article by Linda Carroll. And they said that new evidence finds that the MIND diet lives up to its name, even when it started later in life. Middle-aged and older participants in a large long-term study were less likely to develop Alzheimer's disease and other types of dementia if they followed a diet filled with green leafy vegetables, olive oil, whole grains, and lots of berries, according to a report presented on Monday at the annual meeting of the American Society for Nutrition. So this was Monday, about a week ago. Now, researchers from University of Hawaii at Manoa and the University of Southern California discovered that adhering to the MIND diet, which combines the Mediterranean diet with the blood pressure lowering DASH diet, results in a stronger and more consistent reduction in dementia risk than what was seen in other healthy diets. Now, the new findings suggest that it's never too late to switch to a healthy diet, according to lead author Song-Yi Park, an associate professor at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. It shows that sticking to a healthy diet, as well as improving the health of a person's diet over time, is very important for older adults who want to prevent dementia. Now, while the Mediterranean-related diets appear to be good for the brain, the MIND dietary pattern was specifically diagnosed for brain health. So how is your brain looking? One important difference is that the MIND includes berries, which have been linked to brain health, according to Park. The MIND diet, or Mediterranean DASH intervention for neurodegenerative delay, I hope you get that. It is the Mediterranean DASH intervention for neurodegenerative delay, MIND. And not that you're going to dash the Mediterranean diet. No. It is both, it's a combination of the Mediterranean and the DASH diet to give you the Mediterranean DASH, okay? Now, this diet scores individual foods based on how protective they are and how much is eaten. Berries, especially strawberries and blueberries, get a score of 1 if 2 or more servings are consumed per week. The score drops to 0.5 if just 1 serving per week is consumed, and a score of 0 if none are. A person's individual diet gets an overall rating by adding up the scores for individual foods, and the higher the overall score, the better it is for the person's brain. Park and her colleagues turned to data from nearly 93,000 U.S. adults who had provided information about what they ate as a part of a research known as the multi-ethnic cohort. To get a closer look at how diet influences the risk of developing dementia. The multi-ethnic cohort was started in the late 1990s through a joint effort of the University of Hawaii Cancer Society Cancer Center and the USC Norris Comprehensive Cancer Center. The men and women enrolled in the study came from 5 ethnic racial populations: Japanese Americans, Native Hawaiians, Black Americans, Latinos, and whites. At the onset, the 215,000 participants were aged 45 to 75. When data for the new study was analyzed, more than 21,000 participants had developed Alzheimer's or a related dementia. At the beginning of the study, people who scored higher for adherence to mind had a 9% lower risk of developing dementia. The amount of reduction varied between racial groups in the new analysis. Greater risk reduction, 13%, was seen in participants who identified as Black, Latino, or white. Participants who improved their adherence to mind over the 10-year period had a 25% lower risk of dementia compared with those whose adherence declined. And that trend was seen across all age and racial groups. Now I'll say this. If you could survive being on the lesser end of slavery with a sound mind, then you're ahead of the game. So, of course, that is purely the opinion of me. That's my belief. There is a link between the mind and our health, right? And so the stronger the resolve of an individual, I believe the more we can get out of our bodies. When you have marginalized groups, you'll find that they can push through some things that those who have not had any such experience look at and just stand in amazement. Now, I don't know which white group they used, or the study cohorts, the study participants, which group they came from. But blacks and Latinos, yeah, they've gone through some stuff. And I guess you could say the whites too, because whereas they were on the more oppressive side of things, it took some resolve for them to stay there, didn't it? Because logic would dictate that what they were doing, they didn't have to do, and it was just ignorance that kept them doing it. So the more, all you had to do was learn some, and that could change, which it did, to some extent. Can't ask certain people running certain places that today, there's no evidence of that, but I digress. Participants who improved their adherence to mind over the 10-year period had a 25% lower risk of dementia. It's called stick-to-itiveness. So the question then is, how do you go about following this mind diet? Some suggestions for reaching the optimal score for the mind diet, according to a 2015 study. Leafy green vegetables such as kale, spinach, broccoli, bok choy, and mustard. 6 or more servings per week. You're off to a good start. Other vegetables, 1 serving per day. Nuts, not these, those. Such as almonds, walnuts, pistachios. 5 or more servings per week. Cheese, less than 1 per week. Serving, that is. I'm cool with that. I used to be a big cheesehead, and I can say that I was about to say I can't tell the last time I had cheese. I had macaroni and cheese today. Now before that, I can't tell the last time I had cheese. Whole grains 3 or more per day. Fish, not fried. 1 or more servings per week. I don't know why they're fighting against the fried fish. I guess because of what you fry the fish in. But you can fry the fish in an air fryer. Yeah, it's not quite the same, but guess what? It can be do. Red meat, less than 1 serving per week. I can do that. Fast fried foods, less than 1 per week. I pretty much do that. Pastries and sweets. Yeah, I'm not a pastry guy. Sweets, however, we need to be specific on what we consider sweets to be, right? Less than 5 servings per week. Now, part caution that, like all observational studies, the new research reports an association and doesn't prove that the diet prevents dementia. But listen, with so many people being a part of this study, if it walk like a duck, if it quack like a duck, chances are it's in the duck family. And that's what the result of this test is showing. It's in the family of dementia prevention. So it's a high quality study. Dr. Walter Willett, a professor of epidemiology and nutrition at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health and a professor of medicine at the Harvard Medical School, said in an email, it adds the evidence that a Mediterranean type diet has important benefits for reducing the risk of dementia. And Willett was not involved in the research. And he goes on to say, the differences between groups defined by race ethnicity may well be due to random variation. But so at this time, it's reasonable to assume that this healthy dietary pattern has benefits for all groups. Now, when it comes to leafy green vegetables, it's probably best to consume a variety rather than a single type. In particular, spinach is good in many ways, but has high oxalate content, and high intake of spinach can cause kidney stones. So be mindful of that. Again, everything in moderation. In general, the MIND diet is in line with the principles of the two diets it's built from, according to Dr. Yan Gu, an associate professor of neurological sciences at the Columbia University Irving Medical Center. And she goes on to say each of those diets has unique characteristics. The Mediterranean diet emphasizes multiple daily servings of fruits and vegetables, along with whole grains, legumes, olive oil, seafood, and nuts, and seeds such as chia, flax, pumpkin, and sesame. Someone said to me earlier, my dinner tonight was a fruit salad. And I was like, my dinner was jerk chicken, rotisserie chicken, Spanish rice, pulled pork, salmon, and a piece of macaroni and cheese. Somebody had a better dinner. Health-wise, somebody had a better dinner. DASH, or dietary approaches to stop hypertension. This diet is meant to prevent hypertension. So it emphasizes low salt, which is not a major concern in the Mediterranean diet. The MIND diet is easy to follow. Encouraging people to pick the green leafy vegetables that they prefer. And what is important is to increase the diversity of vegetables. So, vegetables, fruits, nuts. How can you go wrong? Again, these are things that you want to consume closest to its natural form and closest to its untainted form. So we're not talking about the genetically modified, we're not talking about the fertilizer rich, we're talking about the pull it from the ground and pass it on to your neighbor kind of a thing. If we can get that going, and we can get it going on a large scale, then you'll have a reduction in cancer, and you'll have a reduction in Alzheimer's. I don't think anything is wrong with that. As a matter of fact, I believe it is recommended. So, if you haven't started your own personal journey yet, I do suggest that you get on board and start looking to get started with that. Again, if you didn't start 15, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, that's fine. Now is as good a time as any. All you have to do is change a few things. So that juice that you always buy, if it is not freshly squeezed juice, I would suggest that you consider something else. If you live in places like South Florida, switch out your juice for coconut water. That juice drink that you would buy, mass produced, yeah, switch it out for some coconut water. There are a number of people on the street side that have the coconuts, and they cut them right there in front of your face and pour them out in bottles. Get some of those. It might cost a little bit more than the mass produced drinks, juice drinks. Yeah. But guess what? You can't skimp on the quality. And it's so much better for you. It has so many nutrients in just a glass of coconut water. And fun fact, people with Alzheimer's, dementia, that added coconut oil to their diet, a test was done, their conditions improved. So, if you're drinking coconut, yeah, it's not the cold pressed coconut oil that is so concentrated, but it's still from the coconut. It's coconut water. You know, they say wash off your heart. Coconut water. I remember in primary school learning the Coconut Woman song. Cocoa got a lot of iron, make you strong like a lion. Get your coconut water, it's good for your daughter. There's some lines that you don't forget, and they were written not because they sound good, but because they're true, and has always been true. So, go ahead. Do yourself a favor. Do your loved ones a favor. Start making a change in your diet to live longer, healthier lives. Start making a change in your lifestyle. You have a sedentary job, probably set a timer that you get up every so often, 90 minutes, you get up, you stretch your legs. And it could be something as simple as walking away from your desk and coming back. It does a few things for you. It takes your eyes off whatever it was that they've been constantly on for the last 90 minutes and gets you to reset. Gets your mind to reset. It gets your blood flowing all through your body. Now, if you have an issue with blood clots, this helps to reduce that issue because you're in motion. You're not sitting down one place running the risk off. And so those who sit for extended periods of time, you run the risk of getting these embolisms. Let's keep moving. Let's get healthier diets. Both for your stomach, both for your gut and your head. And you know, good gut health leads to good overall health. So, in the beginning of the program, we talked about the colorectal cancer and the food that is recommended that helps with colon cancer. And from that study, you don't have to have colon cancer to be eating like that, to change your diet to something like that. How about we just go on the preventative side? So that we don't have to get to that point. That way, we live the longer, stronger, healthier lives. Simple enough, right? Think you can? Yes, we can. And not only that we can, but we will. So I'm still getting used to some of these shortcuts. Getting into musical therapy.
Mama used to call me all around the table. Mama make the food and keep us able and strong. Mama always gave us food to keep we edified so we could have fun and we could run outside. Mama gave us little.
This is Dread-Eye Dread.
Turn our thoughts to action, dreams to realization, one. Mama kept us strong.
The track is called Stew, Peas and Rice. Yeah man, real thing, you know. When was the last time you had some stew, peas and rice? What's in your stew, peas? I'm curious. It's my favorite food, by the way. Stew, peas and rice. Favorite.
Mama used to call me all around the table. Mama make the food and keep us able and strong. Mama always gave us food to keep we edified so we could have fun and we could run outside. Mama gave us love and gave us passion. Turn our thoughts to action, dreams to realization, one. Mama kept us strong across the land, cause she take us by the hand to make us a better nation, oh Lord. Mama, yeah, love the things you do well. Stew, peas and rice, Mama make it so right. Oh, stew, peas and rice, Mama make it so right. Ooh. Every Sunday morning when we did the cleaning, me could hear the pots and pans are clinging, one. Somebody grab the table, somebody grab the utensils. Mama got some food for she children, one. She called over the neighbors, neighbors called the teachers, teachers called the preachers, gather round. Mama kept the neighborhood strong. She opened up her arms right where we belong, boy. Malu, yeah. Love the things you do, boy. Stewed peas and rice, mama make it so right. Stewed peas and rice, mama make it so right. Boy.
This song is a true story, by the way.
Mama Houston tell me don't take no step with my boy Picnic. Me teach them how to fend for themselves. She teach them how to cook. She teach me how to clean. She teach me how to live my life within my means. She teach me how to cook the stew peas, how to cook the rice. She teach me everything in my life. Mama teach me right, she never teach me wrong. She teach us so we all can get along so strong. Malu, yeah, me love the things you do for me. Ooh-wee. Stew peas and rice, mama make it so right. Stew peas and rice, mama make it so right. Well, stew peas and rice, mama make it so right. Peas and rice, mama make it so right.
Your love is so amazing. Your love is amazing. Your love is
Wanna say big ups to China Nicole and the Jump Out production crew. Massive up there in New York, Island worldwide. Big up your status. Exhibiting the power of music. This is China Nicole, track called Amazing.
I can never let you go, don't you know that you bring out the best in me and it shows. You light up the fire.
So many more. Your love is amazing. Your love is so amazing. Your love is amazing. Your love is so amazing. Just like the stars of the way you are. Don't have to change, don't let anything. Your love is amazing. Your love is so amazing. Tough like a diamond, strong like titanium. Tough like a diamond.
This is Novelty.
Me down, but I won't stay down. Tough like a diamond,
The rhythm is called Kemet Rhythm
strong like titanium.
from the album Queens in the Arena.
On my feet, I'm
It's all women on this rhythm.
titanium. This is how I fight. This is how I fight. Flat footed on the ground. Flat footed on the ground.
Interestingly enough, this is Novelty's husband on trumpet.
Is that all you got? Take your best shot. Take your best shot. Yo, is that all you got? No surrender, no flag in my sky. You never see me cry. No, never see me cry. Tough like a diamond. You know I'm strong like titanium. Tough like a diamond. Knock me down, but I won't stay down. Tough like a diamond. Strong like titanium. Knock me down, I get back on my feet. I'm strong like titanium. I don't think you heard me, you might as well give up. Every time you shoot me down, I get back up. I won't surrender, I'm not a quitter. No white flag in my sky. You never see me cry, no, never see me cry. My only cry is my battle cry. Like, oh, 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 yeah, can't keep me down, no, can't keep me down, no, oh, oh, yeah, can't keep me down, no, can't keep me down. Tough like a diamond, strong like titanium. Knock me down, but I won't stay down. Tough like a diamond, strong like titanium.
I used to think that love was just a fairy tale until that first hello, until that first smile.
You know the voice.
But if I had to do it all again,
The one and only Mr. Ed Robinson.
I wouldn't change a thing.
His rendition of Suddenly.
Hi, this is Ed Robinson. And no matter what you're doing right now, stop it. Because guess what? Kevin Stew is at the control. Tune in, sing.
It's amazing when you can get your wife to do supporting vocals and an intro, right?
I used to think that love was just a fairy tale until that first hello, until that first smile. But if I had to do it all again, I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause this love is everlasting. Suddenly life has no meaning to me. There's beauty up above and things we never take notice of. You wake up and suddenly you're in love. Oh, love. Ooh, yeah. Girl, you're everything a man could want and more. 1,000 words are not enough to say what I feel inside. Holding hands as we walk along the shores. I never felt like this before. Now you're all I'm living for. Suddenly, life has no meaning to me. There's beauty up above and things we never take notice of. You wake up and suddenly you're in love. Whoa. Each day I pray this love we have will last forever. Ooh, suddenly to me. There's beauty up above, and things we never take notice of. You wake up suddenly, your love. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's another morning without you. There's another day will I get through it without breaking down.
This is Teddy Greaves.
Haven't seen the sun since you.
His rendition of Can You Stop the
My
Rain.
heart, I lost it when you left me, and it can't be found. How can I go on, baby? I've been living on memories of you and me. All the love we made, all those tender nights and those endless days are all here inside. Baby, can you stop the rain from falling? Won't you chase my clouds away? I'd give anything to see the sun again. Only you can stop these tears from falling. I can't face another day. Baby, can you stop? Can you stop? Can you stop the rain? Everywhere I go, I feel you there, following my footsteps like a shadow. Oh, my broken heart. Sometimes it's a pair of passing eyes, or it's just the way someone is talking. There you are. Am I all alone? Don't you ever wake up and reach for me where I used to be? Is there any chance? I just can't believe you're not lonely too. Just for me and you. Baby, can you stop the rain from falling? Won't you chase my clouds away? I'd give anything to see the sun again. Only you can stop these tears from falling. I can't face another day. Baby, can you stop? Can you stop the rain? If you
Talk, let's have conversations in the dark. World sleeping, I'm awake with you.
This is Mason the Emperor.
With you.
His rendition of Conversation in the Dark.
Watch movies that we both already seen. I ain't even looking at the screen, it's true. I've got my eyes on you.
As we bounce through musical therapy.
Then you're not worried. You get hung up on your flaws, but in my eyes you are perfect as you are. I won't ever try to change you. I will always want the same. Swear on everything I pray to, that I won't break your heart. I'll be there when you get Sunday mornings we sleep until noon. Well, I can sleep forever next to you. Next to you. And we've got places we both got to be. There ain't nothing I would rather do than blow off all my plans for you. And you say that you're not worth and get hung up on your flaws, but in my eyes you are perfect as you are, as you are. I won't ever try to change you, change you. I will always love the same, same. Swear on everything I pray to that I won't break your heart. I'll be there when you get lonely, lonely. Keep the secrets that you told me, and your love is all you owe me. And I won't break your heart when no one seems to know, and your days it seems so hard. My darling, you should know my love is everywhere you are. I will never try to change you, change you. I will always want the same, same. Swear on everything I wait. I won't break your heart. I'll be there when you get lonely. Oh, when you get lonely. Keep the secrets that you told me.
This is G. Cole working out the Raps and Kush Band. Track called Since You Came Into My Life.
Since you came into my life, since you came into my life, it doesn't seem to rain again. Since you came into my life, I don't see this world the same again. Since you came into my life, I don't really feel this pain again. Since you came into my life, since you came into my life, I'm gonna say it 'cause I'm certain you're an angel here on earth. I can't even find the words to really tell you what you were. Sometimes tears of joy escape me, and I'm not the crying type, but baby everything feels right. Since you came into my life, since you came into my life, it doesn't seem to rain again. Since you came into my life, I don't see this world the same again. Since you came into my life, I don't really feel this pain again. Since you came into my life, since you came into my life, I can feel the sparks when you hold me, and I'm holding on to you. All the special things you've shown me, girl, I'm so in love with you. I wanna plant you a field of roses to show you how I feel. And I'm just hoping, girl, that you notice that my love for you was real. And I know there'll be rough times and some stormy days, but if we build our home on true love, when it rains, it'll never be able to wash us away. 'Cause what we've got is love. Since you came into my life, since you came into my life, it doesn't seem to rain again. Since you came into my life, I don't see this world the same again. Since you came into my life, I don't really feel this pain again. Since you came into my life, since you came into my life, I'm gonna say it 'cause I'm certain you're an angel here on earth. I can't even find the words to really tell you what you were. Sometimes tears of joy escape me, and I'm not the crying time. But baby, everything feels right since you came into my life. Since you came into my life, it doesn't seem to rain again. Since you came into my love, I don't see this world the same again. Since you came into my love, I don't really feel this pain again. Since you came into my life, since you came into my life, beside every good man, there stands a great woman. Now I don't know how good I am, but I'm sure glad you're mine.
This is Bobby Rose.
The time out to say
When he was one of the lead singers of Code Red Band.
without you in my life. Although
Track called Unconditionally.
I don't deserve you, you give me everything. You treat me like a king. I know sometimes I hurt you. You still give me love, unconditionally. A night at the movies, candlelit dinner for two, cruise across the Caribbean, or a little quiet time, just me and you. Too often I've canceled these appointments, left you disappointed, broke your pretty little heart, but you never broke your commitment. Although I don't deserve you, you give me everything. You treat me like a king. I know sometimes I hurt you. You still give me love, unconditionally.
And although I don't deserve y'all, I want to thank you for the lovely treatment that you give me. Constant support. Unconditionally. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. As we part company, I encourage you to go out and look out for members of your community. Remember, your community is not just a development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So those that you pass on the bus, the plane, the boat, the train, or you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow.
You're incapable.
My name is Kevin Steele. This is how I like to do it to you, for you, and with you.
Looking at the beautiful
Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern.
disappointing thoughts.
KevinSteele.com and affiliates. Thank you to the affiliates.
Never like the treatment the last time.
In the background, the sound of the Twigerific one. Hey, cause this one for you now.
So bad I didn't give you my love.
A long time I don't play a Twiggy. I'm not saying you are incapable of loving, I'm just saying it's a wicked Twiggy tune. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. Back on the radio on Saturday. The Saturday Stew, right after Reason with Rats again. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world, from right here in South Florida. I bid you all a good night. Be good. If you can't be good at it. I'm out of here.
My mind. So glad you showed me the light of your
Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune into the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.